Okay, you guys, we're out at the hidden test track, we say. We've been flogging the crap out of EveRide's bike. They're quite a ways away, shooting some handguns right now. We've had a good time here. We've really worked in the suspension. We've heated it up. We've flogged it. And now we're going to start working on sort of dialing it in. It's actually really pretty good to start with. I'm going to hold my comments right now. I already know what I need to do. But it's really difficult out here because of the sagebrush to see the little whoop section that we have. The best whoops are actually behind sagebrush. So the best section to tune is behind sagebrush. So I'm going to do the best I can here, you guys. And you may not be able to see it very well, but I'll kind of describe what's happening. And maybe I'll come over here and see if we can get this section right here. You don't want real big whoops. You know, something that's not more than maybe a foot deep. If you're on a motocross bike, you can go definitely deeper than that. But these bikes, you really only want to go about maybe a foot deep. So I think we've got a section here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 little whoops in this little section from here to here, and we're going to have EveRide just ride through at a comfortable pace, a little bit fast, so you can see. You know, this bike is not designed to be on a motocross track, so we're just trying to dial it in for basic, you know, good adventure riding and comfort. He's felt a lot more control apparently with the bike now than he did before, which is good. So we're on the right track, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go show you the adjustment points real quick. And EveRide's over there dancing, man. He's just like been, you can't wipe the smile off that boy's face. It's been so great. We did have one little mishap. He was following me around, and I went around to hit a berm and drop it down into first gear to roost off that thing, and hit neutral and just about went over my bike, and he was right behind me. So he went up over the right side of me as the berm was turning left and kind of fell into me. It was my fault because I'm the one that stopped in the middle of the trail, but kind of bruised his arm a little bit. But it hasn't dampened his spirits at all, man. He's just still manning up and rolling with it. So hang tight here. We're going to fire up the bike and do a little run, and I'm going to show you what to look for, okay? Now, we're getting ready to test the bike here, and this is the infamous Mr. EveRide on his black steed, the Black Widow. Dangly with the dangly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the track here, or excuse me, where the whoop section is, and then we're going to watch the front and the rear part of the bike. We're going to try to see which suspension seems to be compressing the most, okay? Now, when you go across whoops, it's normal to have a little bit of more movement in the back, but what we want to see is if the back sags down a lot and you go through a lot more travel than the front. And if so, we're going to have to firm that up a little bit. I've ridden the bike, so I already know what needs to be done, but I'll have you watch for that first, because the ideal thing is to have the bike pretty close to level, if not just a little teeny bit more sagging in the back, okay? So he's all geared up, ready to go, so we're going to come over to our little viewpoint here, and he's going to go across a couple times just to get the feel of it, and then we'll show you what to watch for. So here we go. Now, doesn't that bike sound good, you guys? This bike sounds so freaking good. Okay, he's way out there. Look for the yellow helmet. It's kind of going through the whoop section right now. Okay, did you hear the back? Okay. Did you hear the back? He's bottoming out. Okay. Now, if I can figure out how to do it on the video, I'll show it. But what he's going to do is we're going to have him come back, and I'm going to add 2, maybe 3 clicks of compression, adjustment, tightening, and that's going to firm up the rear a little bit. We can go quite a bit. His front did really well. He still has good control, but we're going to make an adjustment real quick when he comes back. Okay. going at a really slow pace, it's actually okay. But when he was hauling the male, he was really compressing on the bottom. So we're gonna watch him one more time, just so you can see. But you guys could hear it. I mean, and that's. I don't think he's hitting anything. I just think it's the strain on the chain and everything. But I'm gonna have him go a little bit lower this time in speed. We're just gonna watch as he comes along here. Still dropping down in the back, okay? Okay, so he's going to come back. I'm going to add 3 clicks of compression, tightening, increasing his compression adjustment clockwise in the rear shock, okay? So hang tight. Okay, we just added, some of the sound is just the rotopacks actually moving around on the rack. We tested that out. So when he comes back here again, I added 3 clicks of compression dampening on the rear shock, and we're going to see if it looks better. Now, I know we've got to do something with the forks, but we're not going to do that yet. It's really plush just riding it. I mean, it's really nice. Okay, so he's going about the right speed. Much better. You hear that? Okay, can you guys see that was much better? That was quite good, actually. I'm going to go up one more, okay, and then we're going to watch the forks, okay. So that was just about perfect for the rear on compression. Now, at this speed, his rebound is fine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go one more. Does that feel any better?
It felt like it was popping back a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go one more click. Okay, go one more time. We haven't even got to rebound yet. That's the popping thing you're feeling.
Oh, okay.
But it's doing a lot better now. I mean, he's bossing over those things now. And see, what he doesn't realize is he was thinking that this was, you know, riding ability. And there's some of that, but it has more to do with making sure your suspension is dialed in. So this time I'm expecting him to have a nice smooth movement of the rear under compression. Let's see, sorry about the freaking things here. See that, how much better that is? Now, I saw his rear tire come off on rebound. We got to go up one. Shoot, I didn't have you look at the forks. Okay, we're going to watch him go one more time. I'm going to back up here a little bit. His forks are still a little soft. They need to go up one on compression. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, I might even go one more up on the rear shock. I think I'm going to go one more. Let's watch him one more time here. I know this is a lot of footage. You know what? I'm going to go up one more click on compression. We've got a fair bit of weight, so when you get that, I'm glad I added the shimming on the valve stack that I did. You got Rojo over there, he's doing the happy dance. Okay, we're going to make one other little adjustment. One more adjustment on the compression, you're really close. Soft, or is it okay? Hard to tell? Okay, it's looking good, but okay, one more time. Oh, his bike is so much better. I mean, you guys, we got to go up one on the fork compression. It's hard to see. I apologize for where we're at here. You can't really tell very well, but when he comes across, if you look at the front, it's compressing a little bit. It's not more than the back, but it's a little much yet. He's got so much better control too. Compression's good. We're going to go up one on the forks, okay? Meaning one, the rebound is fine. I almost think we may just leave that. We may make a little adjustment with it, but okay, I'm going to turn it off for just a second while we adjust the compression on the forks. Okay, yeah, so we just added one click of compression on the forks in the front, and that's looking pretty good now. And he's standing up and the bike's working good underneath him. I know it's hard for you guys to see, and I'm a moron when it comes to camera stuff, so.
Yep.
Craigo knows. The dirty Italian knows.
Dirty Italian.
Okay, so here he comes again. Just watch how the bike works underneath him. Okay, everybody, we have now accomplished the adjusting of the rear shock and the front fork compression settings, and as you could tell, we went up or tightened the compression by turning the upper adjustment clockwise 4 to 5 clicks from where we started. That has firmed up the rear under compression and allowed the bike to remain more level as he continued across the whoop section. The front forks were pretty close. We ended up going up 1 click, and you know, you can adjust that a little here or there and not have a tremendous change in how the bike rides, but overall you can tell that EveRide is becoming much more comfortable in going across those whoop sections. He had very good control of the bike. He was able to change direction well, and by the end of even this portion of the tuning, he was riding extremely well. I think that came from just feeling more comfortable on the bike, having it a little bit more predictable on what it was going to do, and maintaining a straight line or a control line through the obstacles he was going through. So stay tuned. The next video segment will be how to set rebound, and then we'll have the bike pretty well set up. So happy riding, folks. I hope you enjoy this, and there's certainly a myriad of other things we could talk about, but there's just not enough time here. So just for some basic understanding of how to set that up for compression, you can kind of use this segment to help you there, and also maybe take video of your own bike with you riding it, and go back and review the video so you can tell what's happening with the bike if you're not really sure what you're feeling. But most of the time you can pretty well feel it as you're going through if you're paying attention to it. So happy riding, folks. Stay tuned for the next episode.